What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about just the amazing feeling, just how great it feels to like have that deep connection with like just certain people you meet, or just if you experience a certain like intense connection with certain people. It's one of the best feelings in the world, like soulmate connection, or if you meet the love of your life, or if you're dating someone you're really into, and vice versa, they're into you. You go through that honeymoon phase, and like you're just experiencing just a lot of bliss and happiness when you experience the connections with either like a friend or a romantic partner, or you experience just like a very heartfelt connection with certain people or a certain person, right? It's one of the best feelings in the world. In a spiritual sense, this is where you get your soul tribe, you get your soulmates from, you get your like-minded people. This is where your soul family. It's one. And again, that, these are the terms for like from a spiritual sense, but more so, I'm sure you watching this, we all experience times where we meet someone where we feel extremely attracted to, or like we just click, like for example, friendship. You just ever meet someone and like you two just instantly bond, you two just click, like everything just like you two just vibe extremely well, and that's one of the best feelings in the world, or like if you ever dated someone romantically and like you two just really are into each other, you two just really get along, you two are like you two just really click, you two really just like have things in common, or not in common, or you two could just like have very good chemistry. It's one of the best feelings in the world, and I feel like that what makes life extremely worth living. It's one of the best feelings in the world. Like me, like I really don't take good connections like these for granted, especially like romantic. Wait, well, I don't take all of them for granted, but I really cherish deep connections. I really love deep connections. Now it gets tricky because it depends. Sometimes some people were born into like traumatic events, or like they weren't shown as much love in childhood, so when they're an adult or when they're growing up, they want intense connections. That's at least with me. I feel like I just liked a lot of love in my life. I never dated like that. I never like have romantic connections like that. Even with like friendships, I never experienced deep connection with friends like that. Some, but not most of the times. Usually, I'll meet like-minded people through the internet, through online. This is why I'm so thankful of the information, the social media age, because that's when I tend to meet people who are like-minded, like me, through the internet, right? But that's one of the reasons why it inspired me to make a YouTube video, or a YouTube channel. But man, it's cold as hell. But where was I? Yeah, but like, so I feel like all throughout my life, I kind of like love a lot. I like a lot of like affection. So this is why I tend to cherish a lot of like connections that are actually good. Like I don't take shit like that for granted at all, because I know what it's like to meet someone, you feel extremely connected to them, and then either y'all fall off, especially with romantic friendships. Not really, but with like romantic connections, I'll meet someone where I feel extremely attracted to. We have a good connection, we'll have that close bond, and then we'll just split, we'll separate, and then we don't even talk, and then we don't even see each other no more. I hate that feeling so much. It sucks. It's very heartbreaking. But even before then, while I was going through the honeymoon phases with like romantic partners, people I dated, like in my back of mind, I never took it for granted. Like I enjoyed it so much because I know eventually it's gonna end, or not even that. But even if, I told myself, even if it does end, at least just enjoy the moment right now, because you never know what's gonna be taken from you. So that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy like deep connections. I'm not talking about any shallow good connections. I'm talking about great connections where it's a spiritual connection. These are the type of connections I really cherish, I really admire, and I just really enjoy. I really love it. It's one of the best feelings in the world. I feel like a lot of people deserve to meet a lot of like-minded people, their soul tribe, their soul family, their soulmates, like throughout life. It's one of the best feelings in the world. It's just amazing. Like it feels so magical. Like I really can't explain. It's one of those things where you have to experience to know what I'm talking about. Like it feels magical. It makes life a lot less stressful. It makes life it makes life a lot more lighter. You know what I'm saying? I really cherish deep connections like that. But like I said, if you also experience that, like I experience intense connections, but it could be maybe traumatic events, or like maybe how I was raised. Maybe I wasn't shown enough love growing up, so this is why I tend to like crave intense and deep connections like that. Like I hate shallow connections, I hate surface level connections, because I feel like whenever I'm experiencing the surface level connections, this or that, I just feel extremely bored, and I just want to get out. I feel like I'm wasting my time too. Like when I'm interacting with certain people, like the interaction is just so shallow, and I hate it so much. Like I just feel bored, or I just don't feel satisfied, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hate it. I feel like I'm wasting my time. And sometimes I notice whenever I get into interactions with people who are like very shallow connections, I'll catch myself like falling asleep sometimes. That's how bored I begin, you know? Like, I crave connections that are stimulating, connections where people talk about the things I'm interested in and passions, you know? And no, I'm not saying don't be a dick or an asshole or fucking rude when you meet someone and, like, the connection is shallow and you just walk away or you just show, like, you're not interested. No, hell no, don't do that. I mean, I don't even do that. Like, I still listen to people. I still cherish connections, even the ones I don't feel connected to or I feel like it's shallow. I still cherish them. I still am grateful of them because what happens if you're alone? Because I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to feel a lot of isolation. I know what it's like to feel different and just outcast. Not in an egotistical way, like, oh, I feel so different. No, not that. In a way where, like, I'm just always alone because I'm always working. I'm always, like, either going to the gym alone or I'm running alone. I prefer to do things alone. So this is why, like, I just like doing things alone. But I do crave connections like that. So when I am in these connections, I don't take it for granted as much, you know. But I do definitely cherish very good, like, spiritual connections. Some of the best ones in the world where you two just, like, mentally stimulate each other and you two just vibe well. Especially, like, romantic connections, man. Like, I really love romantic connections. I consider myself as a hopeless romantic, so, like, I really love, like, just having these close, man. I can't explain it. I just love it, man. That makes life worth living, man. I think we all love it. I think every human being loves, like, deep spiritual romantic connections. It's just amazing. Even if you two are just dating, even if you just interacting, you know, where you just feel extremely attracted to someone, you feel connected to them, they feel connected to you. You two are just so drawn to each other. You two just have always good, stimulating conversations, good chemistry. It's just amazing, you know. But that's pretty much the end of this video. This video, I'm speaking my mind. I'm speaking, like, the things I like when it comes to connections. I just really enjoy deep connections, and I love it so much. That's why I had to make a video about how much I love it. So comment down below. Let me type in your experiences when you experience deep connections, soulmate like connections. Just let me know how it makes you feel and, like, how magical it is, because it makes life definitely a lot lighter and a lot more happier to live, you know. But yeah, I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.